Hello everybody, let's continue to learn modern JavaScript fundamentals. So this session is about functions. So let's take a look at this example. This example is defining a function with the function keyword and the function name and the function body inside. So the way how we call the function, we do like this. And this example is talking about the local variables. How we define local variables inside the function, like this. So we need to pay attention. We cannot access the local variable like this. And this example is talking about the outer variable. So we can define a variable outside of the function. We are able to access this outer variable like this. And this example shows how a function to modify an outer variable like this. So outside, if we print out the username, the first one will show John. After we call this function, this value will be modified by the function. So we get Bob for this line. And this example is showing the difference between outer variable and the local variable. So JavaScript, you can define a same variable name inside a function. So like this, but it won't affect the outer variable. So at this line, you still get John instead of Bob. So this part is talking about the global variables. In JavaScript, you can define a global variable like this. You also can define a global variable with var, the var keyword. But please remember, in modern JavaScript programming, we should avoid global variables as much as possible. This section is talking about the parameters. We can add parameters for function like this. We can use the parameters like this. When we call the function, we can add on the parameter values like this. So we also can add some formats for the parameter values. Then we can do something like this. For this case, we get this output. This section is talking about the default values for the function. So in modern JavaScript, we can give a default value for the parameters like this. And when we call the function with one parameter for two parameters function, so the second parameter will be set with the default value. We also can set the parameters with a function declaration. Or this one, for this case, is a function return. So this function only executed if no text given. So the result becomes the value of the second parameter text. So the default parameters old style will be like this. So we can check whether this parameter is undefined or not. Otherwise, we just use the default value. If the second parameter is provided, then we just use the actual value. Or we can use this sample, the all, to find the first true value for the second parameter. This part is talking about returning a value from a function. We can return value like this. We can return value, multiple different values like this. And for this case, we have this function check. If the age is bigger than 18, we will get true, then we print out. Otherwise, we have to pop out a dialog to ask the permission from the parents. either return true or false from the dialog. So the check age will get either true or false for this condition. And in the other function, after we check the result from check age, we decide whether going to show the movie or not. This section is talking about the undefined return values. If we don't return anything, the function will return undefined. If we return like this, it also returns the undefined value. And for return values, we should never do something like this. 2 lines, return and the return values in 2 lines. It is equal to these 2 lines. So which means this return will always return undefined. This part is talking about how to name a function. We should use a meaningful name for a function. And one function should only do one action. And this part continues talking about the name of the function. So we should use meaningful function names. Then we don't have to put the comments like this. For this case, we use is prime as the function name, so that we can tell it's the function to check whether this number is a prime or not. For this case, we don't have to put this comment. Yeah, that's all for the function part. Thanks for watching. See you next time.